Ladies and gentlemen, greetings from all the Modern Pythian Games team and the National Pythian Council. I'm Rania Lampu from Greece. I'm a global educator, STEM instructor, researcher and author, and I'm working at the Greek Ministry of Education at the Directorate of Educational Technology and Innovation and the Greek Astronomy and Space Company. I'm also Global Ambassador of Language, Literary and Oratory Arts, as well as Education for the National Pythian Council and also the National Ambassador of Ecumenical Delphic Union. Today, I have the pleasure to welcome you all to our 6th Global Virtual Conference organized by Modern Pythian Games and the National Pythian Council. Modern Pythian Games is the first global cultural movement and a unique platform which unifies arts, cultures, and traditional sports through collaboration, and a unique platform which places artists and players at the forefront of the society. It's a movement inspired by ancient Pythian games in ancient Greece, which in the past included sports but cultural games at the same time, and they were dedicated to god Apollo. Today we have renowned dignitaries from different countries: Romania, Algeria, Malawi, India, Greece, Turkey. And it's amazing how people from different countries can come together and shape like-minded perspectives and share same dreams and love and passion for the ancient cultural heritage. Without further ado, I request Mr. Bijender Goel, founder of Modern Pythian Games and founding Secretary General of the National Pythian Council, to deliver his welcoming address. So, Mr. Bijender, we're very honored to welcome you to our virtual stage.
Thank you, Rania. Thank you so much. Respected Miss Luliana and Miss Madalina from Romania, Mr. Nordin from Algeria, Mr. Ajikail. I'm sorry if I pronounce by your name by mistake, something else. Emmanuel Majkai from Malawi and Mr. Ravinder Jadhav from India. Ladies and gentlemen, all viewers joining us online for this conference around the globe, and fellow advocates of the cultural exchange and unity. Thank you, Rania, for giving me the opportunity to address such a distinguished guest in this virtual international conference dedicated to the proposed formation of National Pythian Council in Turkey, Algeria, Romania, Malawi, and have your vision that how we can take forward the mission of Pythian Games to support artisans, players, and help in preserving our cultures. We are here to share the experience of our journey of life so far and to celebrate human diversity, bridge continents, rekindle the spirit of ancient Pythian games for the modern era. I am here today with full enthusiasm and with a hope to explore the remarkable potential that lies within this visionary endeavor. Our virtual get-together today truly mirrors the borderless spirit of the Pythian Games, reminding us of the profound power that culture, art, and tradition hold in uniting us across ocean and time zones. The origins of Greek Pythian Games, harking back to ancient Greek, serve as a timeless testament to the ability of sports, arts, and cultural competitions to transcend the boundaries of geography and era. These games were not mere showcases of skill. They embodied a collective reverence for human potential, unity, and the unwavering pursuit of the excellence. The inception of modern Pythian Games emerged from a desire to give new energy to the ancient traditions, infusing it with a contemporary sensibility while retaining its fundamental essence. My dear friends, our vision has always been to create a platform that fosters unique opportunities for all individuals, reaching artists and athletes from every corner of the globe. Our aim is to break down barriers by establishing multi-layered organizational structure around the globe and our digital platforms. We are actively working hard to develop digital news and entertainment channels that will provide a stage for talents that often remain unhidden. I am confident that through collective effort, we will shape a unique platform that transcends borders, inviting nations to unite together, where artists, athletes, and cultural enthusiasts can showcase their talents, fostering a global dialogue and cultural exchange. Our focus extends beyond the conventional domain of artistic expression to embrace revolutionary changes in music, dance, theater, movies, poetry, writing, journalism, social arts, digital arts, architecture, ecology, and so many other artistic activities. There is need to bring these activities to the organized sector. There are so many games and traditional sports that have yet to find their place within the Olympic Charter, and Pythian Games are going to be the only global umbrella for all such activities and sports. This inclusive approach spans across diverse regions and communities, even accommodating cricket for physically challenged and visually impaired individuals. Today, as we convene to discuss the proposed formation of National Pythian Council in Turkey, Algeria, Romania, Malawi, and India, we embark on a journey that promises to fortify cultural ties and strengthen the bonds between these nations and the world. Each of these countries holds a unique place in global narrative, each with its distinct history, heritage, and vibrant culture. By establishing these councils, we unlock a gateway for artists, athletes, and cultural ambassadors from these nations to shine on an international stage. This will not only nurture mutual understanding and appreciation, but also create a vibrant tapestry that celebrates the diversity of our global community. Turkey, a crossroads between continents, offers a treasure trove of cultural richness that bridges east and west. Algeria, with its tapestry of history and traditions, holds the promise of enriching our global dialogue. Romania, nestled in the heart of Europe, contributes a unique blend of heritage that adds to the mosaic of cultures we celebrate. Malawi, a nation with a deeply rooted heritage, reminds us of the resilience and creativity that emerge from diverse landscapes. And India, a land of countless cultures and traditions, brings its kaleidoscope of the artistic expression to our unified endeavor. It is crucial to note that challenges are an inherent part of our journey. However, it is through challenges that we find the impetus for growth and innovation. By fostering collaboration, unwavering dedication, and a steadfast commitment to our shared vision, we can transform these challenges into stepping stones toward progress, The establishment of National Pythian Council in these countries will stand as a beacon of unity, as platforms for cultural enrichment, and as living embodiments of the power of the shared dreams. I express my heartfelt gratitude to the individuals, organizations, and governments that have stood with us on this transformative journey. Your unwavering support and belief in our mission fuel our determination to create a lasting impact. To the people of this country, I extend my deepest appreciation for embracing this vision and entrusting us with the honor of nurturing cultural celebration. As we embark on this new chapter of cultural exchange and unity, let us remember that modern Pythian games transcend the pursuits of medals and accolades. They symbolize the forging of connections, the transcendence of borders, and nurturing of a global identity. I extend an open invitation to all of you to join hands with us to celebrate the profound beauty of diversity and to be a part of this transformative movement that redefines unity through art, culture, and tradition. Together, let us illuminate the path ahead with the radiant flame of modern Pythian games, a flame that will shine brightly and inspire generations to come. Thank you, and let us embark on this extraordinary journey of the cultural exchange and collaboration. At last, I will request and appeal all of you to join the social handles of Instagram and YouTube of the Modern Pythian Games to support the artisan. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Rania.
Thank you very much for your enlightening and motivating speech, Mr. Bijender Goel, about the Modern Pythian Games vision and your passion to promote international collaboration through cultures and sports, and your everyday guidance, and you are a true inspiration for us. Now, I would like to call upon our first keynote speaker for today, Mr. Nordin Yadaden from Algeria, to come on the virtual stage and share with us his thoughts and vision. So, Mr. Nordin, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Bijender. I think you answered all the questions. You said everything, and everything seems to be very important for me and for everyone here. Thank you so much. I would like to tell Ms. Rania to share your screen, because I believe in one quote which says, a picture is worth 1,000 words.
Mr. Nordin, if you can introduce yourself first, and then you can share your thoughts. You can introduce yourself first.
Okay. My name is Nordin Yadaden. I'm a teacher trainer. I work for the Algerian education system. I've been training teachers for years, and it's also a kind of passion for me. I'm so happy to be among you, and thank you so much again for the invitation. These pictures are now together. As you see here, I welcome everyone to discover Algeria, its beauty, and the journey will take you from the history and to the different landscapes. Algeria is situated in the north of Africa, on the coast of Mediterranean Sea. It is called Algeria, and its capital is Algiers. And its flag is green, red, and white. As you can see here, this is the capital, and this is the monument of Maqam Shahid, Algiers, the capital. One of the borders are Tunisia, Libya, Niger, Mali, Morocco, and the Mediterranean Sea, as you can see here. We consider Algeria as a country in Mediterranean coast in northern Africa. It has a land of total area of 2,381,700 square kilometers. It is considered as the largest country in Africa and the 10th largest country in the world. when you say Algeria is a huge country, it means it has a huge history. It has its own culture, its own art, and its own kind of music. I invite you to share some of the beauty of the South, which is maybe one third. Here we are in most of the east, the south of Algeria, which is mainly Saharian. It has very beautiful sites, sands, oasis, and traditional lives there. One of the Algerian traditional cuisine I have chosen for you, you maybe know what is the most important one is the couscous on the left, on the top left. And you have harira, and you have dolma, chouchoucha, and pancakes. On the bottom, on the right, you have pancakes. We call it here 1,000 hoes. Algeria, we cannot talk about Algeria without naming or saying something about women. The Algerian women are, through the history, have taken a very big role in the independence of Algeria and in the stability of the country, in the education of its kids, and it's really, they are still really having and taking and giving their best for the country. If we talk about Algeria, we talk about its culture, and without forgetting about sport, culture, and the identity. We are behind each kind of sport, there is an identity. We all know that the history of sport began years ago, million years ago, starting from Greek, moving to different countries. I showed you here, or I'm showing you here, even one of the associations, one of the big events that happened in Algeria is in Wahran, in the west of Algeria, which is near the borders of Morocco. They held games, Mediterranean Games in 2022. Why did I associate the Algerian Games with the Modern Pythian Games? Because we don't need to give any reason for making people love, for making unity, for putting one hand on the other, shaking, living in community. I think these are just reasons, these are just items to help us unify our health, make life easier and better everywhere in the world. Modern Pythian Games, there is a question here I want to ask. How can Modern Pythian Games help promote culture? In my opinion, I say Algeria has a rich heritage encompassing Berber, French, Arab, and French influences. Its art scenes include literature, traditional crafts, and mainly in sport, football in particular, which is a national team which achieved international recognition. They played sport in Algeria is really, football is really one of the most popular games in the country. Modern Pythian Games inspired the Greek event, could promote culture in Algeria and in other countries by fostering the sense of unity and competition. Through art exhibitions, musical performances, and cultural showcases alongside sport events. These games can celebrate diverse traditions. As you said, Mr. Bijender, this is a platform where would encourage people to use to exchange culture, tourism, and international collaboration, enhancing understanding and appreciation of various cultures. Algeria is a big country, and it's big with its history and its culture. Thank you so much.
Wonderful, very lovely.
Thank you so much. Sure.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nordin. Your presentation was very delicious, I could say. You really inspired us to visit Algeria. It was a really great overview of many aspects of Algeria with amazing sites, food, sports, women, everything was in your presentation. Thank you very much, and we're looking forward to organize something together there in Algeria with you as a leader. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Welcome. I welcome everyone here.
Definitely. Thank you. Now, I would like to call upon our next speaker for today, Dr. Emmanuel Ezekiel from Malawi. Dr. Emmanuel, can you unmute? You can introduce yourself first, and then you can share your vision about Modern Pythian Games in Malawi.
Yeah, okay. Welcome. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity so that we can talk with the meeting here on this forum. I am Dr. Emmanuel Ezekiel. I'm from Malawi, the warm heart of Africa. I am the director of Access to Justice and Equal Protection in Africa. I'm also the managing director of event consultancy firm in Malawi. I'm a human rights activist, more especially girl child education and women empowerment. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity so that I can share a little bit about my country. Malawi is a country that's located in the southern part of Africa. It's bordered from the north, there is Tanzania. And when we go to the northwest, there is Zambia. And when we go to the west, there is Mozambique. And to the south, there is also Mozambique. And even to the east, we are almost inside Mozambique ourselves. So Malawians are a part of the large bird population that migrated northward from South Africa around the turn of the 20th century. Malawi is a landlocked country. As of now, it's a landlocked country whereby we do not have things like a port and the land of Malawi. But Malawi is its capital is Lilongwe, is roughly in the center of the country. So, however, the major commercial center in Malawi is Blantyre, named after the birthplace in Scotland of the first European to discover Lake Malawi, the English explorer Livingstone. Access to the Indian Ocean is normally by railroad to the port of Beira in Mozambique. So its demography, Malawi has got an estimate of about 20 million people as I'm speaking today. And also it has got the most widely spoken languages are almost 60 of the languages in Malawi. So, but the most spoken language is Czech, which is genetic among the of South Africa. So 5% of people speak Yao and 30% speak Arabic. So the language of government, industry, and commercial is English, which every school child should study. So English is spoken in cities, but rarely in rural areas. So Malawi is one of the beautiful countries whereby if you come to Malawi, you find that most of the people here, they are so smiling. That's why it is known as the warm heart of Africa. So Malawi has got a lot of ethnic groups. The major ones are the Chewa, and also we have got the Yao that I've already mentioned. We have got the Tumbukas, we have got the Ngon, we have got the Senas. All these are some of the ethnic groups that are in Malawi. So due to a large number of these ethnic groups, we also have got a number of different cultural practices, because each tribe has got their own cultural practices. So we have got a number of them in Malawi. Now, Malawi is also part of the COMESA. We call the COMESA. That is the market countries of Africa. And also, if you come to Malawi, after the World War II, nationalist movements gained strength after 1953. So the protectorate was joined for 10 years in a federation with the Northern Rhodesia, Southern Rhodesia, which is now Zambia and Zimbabwe. So, which was called Federation of Rhodesia and Nyasaland. That federation was opposed by nationalists who advocated political freedom from British rule. So after the federationist dissolution in 1963, Nyasaland achieved international self-government with Hastings Kamuzubanda as the first prime minister. So the protectorate gained independence in 1964 under its new name, Malawi. It was declared a republic in 1966. And the Prime Minister Banda was elected president by the National Assembly. So in Malawi, if you come to Malawi, you find that children, they play a number of games. They play football, they play netball, they play volleyball, they play what we call bao in Malawi. We call bao. You may not know it, but we call it bao. And so the most of the Malawi, they like swimming in the lake. We have got a very good lake which has got fresh water. So Malawi is one of the countries that has got a lot of a very good and beautiful background, and its people are so happy because Malawi has never gone to war before. It's a peaceful country. If you come to Malawi, you can either sleep outside, nobody's going to kill you. If you sleep outside there, you can even take more days sleeping outside. Nobody will come and kill you. It's a peaceful country. Malawi has also a number of physical features such as the beautiful mountains, has got some of the national parks, game reserves where we have got different types of animals there, and Malawi enjoys being part of the global village. Malawi enjoys being part of the global village. So let me just end on a lighter note. Thank you very much for giving me such an opportunity. Thank you.
So how you are thinking to take forward the Pythian Games agenda in Malawi?
Yeah, we are so eager to be part of this productive group, because when we are talking about games, when we are talking about cultures, when we are talking about all those things, Malawi would like to participate in whatever is in this group, because this is a global group whereby we need to participate in this one. So we are ready with our games, we are ready with our children, we are ready with our students, we are ready with our cultural practices, dances, and all those things. We are ready. We are ready.
Yeah, thank you, Mr.
Dr. Emmanuel, really, we learned a lot about Malawi, and we love your activism, your continuous effort in promoting women empowerment also, and your love about the children. And, I'm connecting with many teachers in Malawi, in Lilongwe, and I had implemented some international projects there. I'm planning a documentary also. So I will definitely meet in person. And we are very honored to have you in our team as ambassador of Modern Pythian Games in Malawi. Thank you very much, really, for your contribution. Now I think it's time to move on to our two great, awesome teachers from Romania, my dear friend Liliana and dear Madalina, who will enlighten us about, of course, the traditions and cultures in Romania, but they will focus also on how we can integrate arts and culture in the school classroom. So, Mrs. Madalina, you can introduce yourself first, and then you can share your thoughts.
Yes, thank you very much for giving me this voice here. I'm going to be speaking for myself as well as for Mrs. Chubuk, as she is not fluent in English. So even if you only hear my voice, it's actually some of her ideas that I'm going to present. First of all, Mrs. Chubuk is a physics teacher. She has been a teacher for at least the last 40 years or so. So she's a veteran teacher. She's actually retired, but she continues to come back to the classroom for the sake of her students and of all the amazing projects and activities that she has at national and international level. As for myself, I am an English teacher, English as a foreign language, here in Romania, in Azuga, a small town in the center of Romania. And I'm quite new in the field. I'm in my 5th year of teaching, actually. So I'm still, I still feel like a debutante. About Romania, we are a combination, a strange combination of traditions and culture, because being here, a Latin country in Eastern Europe, so surrounded by non-Latin peoples and languages, we've been influenced. We have Western influences as well as Eastern ones. We've been invaded and conquered, and we had all kinds of wars and alliances with different empires throughout history, and everybody left us something. So in all domains, from literature to habits and traditions and customs to food, you will find influences from the surrounding area. Now, getting down to the point, I have here, like I said, the ideas that Mrs. Chubuk gave me, and I'm going to talk a little bit about how art and sports are important in the classroom for us teachers, and how we use them. In the end, I will also offer some examples from my experience. So, sorry? I thought somebody asked a question or something. Okay. So the methods and techniques used in artistic activities aid the students to develop emotionally, and also helps them activate and employ the same techniques in the learning process. The miracles of art can be discovered by students and teachers by participating together in exciting events and projects, such as the ones offered by the eTwinning platform, in which Mrs. Chubuk is proficient. These new educational opportunities come with a novel approach and presentation of the curricula, which motivates and stimulates children to learn. You know, learning tends to be boring. Students are not that interested in their own education, so we have to make it entertaining. Now, the activity that is characteristic for childhood and that attracts students regardless of age is play. Playing games is an activity that is an objective in and by itself. So play goes beyond learning new knowledge or skills and beyond obtaining a physical result, a final product. Moreover, the didactic aspect of play and its efficiency has been proven by various studies throughout time. Also, the didactic aspect lays in the way the task is formulated, so that the child is required to focus their energy and potential, both physical and mental, in order to improve their behavioral parameters, and also means that the activity has teaching value, and the player is required to use previously acquired knowledge in order to perform a task. Play can be used in the classroom at any age, especially due to the variety of games and the content that they can cover. And the fact that being both fun and useful, students respond positively and get involved more than usual. For over a decade, Mrs. Chubuk has carried out projects, both as organizer and as a participant, various team projects at international level, such as the Eratosthenes project or the Harmony of Nature project in which we combine scientific and artistic activities. So we combine learning of science mostly, like I said, Mrs. Chubuk is a physics teacher, with arts. Here are some examples. Lots of theater plays based on the themes, the scientific themes of the project, have been performed in front of international audiences. Also, for Pi Day, you know, on the 14th of March, when Pi Day is celebrated. Now, when we think about pi, we think about mathematics and physics and dry sciences, like our students call them. However, we managed to find ways to combine them with songs, with paintings, with poems, even with cooking. Another activity is en fil de l'eau, about water and its properties, water experiments in the lab, and so on, as well as poems about water, paintings, combining different arts, singing about water and how life on Earth depends on it. Now, getting to the English as a foreign language classes, for us, arts are crucial. Like, apart from lessons in which we focus on grammar, and those are also necessary, in any kind of lesson about receptive skills, yeah, like reading and listening, the speaking, the writing, everything that we learn is based on a cultural aspect, something related to our country and its history, about our rights and obligations as citizens, about the cultures and customs from countries all over the world. We use songs in the classroom for listening and activating, you know, vocabulary. We use theater plays. We have texts that children write or read about culture and heritage. And I have to say that culture, identity, tolerance, all these are essential concepts and objectives in the English as a foreign language curricula in Romania. Also, we have culinary classes, you know, so we managed to put this art as well into teaching. At least some fruit salad or something simple that doesn't need a lot of equipment. Now, I'm very excited to be part of this revival of the Modern Pythian Games, because I have to be honest, I hadn't heard about them before. And after I got the invitation from Mrs. Rania, I looked them up a bit, and I noticed that they have this big difference from the Olympic Games, in that they include arts, poems, dance. And if you think about it, there is no international competition that also looks at this aspect. Yeah, they only focus on sports, or only on music, or maybe only on dances, and only at regional level maybe. So I think it is a unique platform, and it is more than welcome. Another thing that I was impressed about was that women were allowed to participate even in the original games. Yeah, so they were not in the Olympic Games, but they were allowed to participate in the Pythian Games. So I see them as a symbol of empowerment for women. Finally, arts and sports are symbols of peace. So whatever we can do to bring the countries together, to make them cooperate, to make people understand that we have common objectives, and that if we have, I don't know, tensions and frustrations, we can solve them through play, through art, through sport, not through war. I think we can make the world a better place for everyone. So I'm really happy to be here today. Thank you once again for this opportunity and for allowing me to be part of this historical, I think, event. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Really, thank you so much, Ms. Madalina, for helping us discover how to weave the arts into the fabric of schools. We love your perspective about women and peace. And as educator, I want to say that classrooms today represent an amazing kaleidoscope of students with unique backgrounds, experiences, interests, and dreams. Children bring to the classroom a variety of languages, dialects, cultural traditions and practices, expectations, beliefs, interests. So this rich classroom composition presents a challenge for teachers who usually they rely only on traditional content and traditional instructional practices. Embedding arts into the culture and climate of schools can create real opportunities for students to connect and build relationships, especially in this post-pandemic era, and explore the importance of prioritizing connections. So the arts allow us to share ideas and experiences in a way that cultivates lasting connections, critical to building human relationships. So by providing students an opportunity to engage in major artistic processes, like creating, by performing, we not only make their school experience more meaningful and personal, but we allow the magic of arts to deepen interpersonal connections within our school communities. And I want to say here that we want to announce that we are planning with Miss Juliana and Miss Madalina a school session with their students after the opening of the schools there in Romania. We're planning a small celebration about Modern Pythian Games, and the students will be involved in different various activities, and they will demonstrate us their wonderful artworks. So thank you very much, Ms. Madalina and Ms. Juliana. We're looking forward to involve more students in this, and organize also international competitions. Recently, we had organized the National Painting and Poetry competition. There's a special category for students. So it's wonderful to involve students from Europe and Romania also. Thank you really very much for your support. And now we're moving to our last speaker for today, Dr. Ravindra Jadhav from India, a very good friend, a great academician. Thank you very much for accepting my invitation. And first, you would like to introduce yourself, and then you can share your vision in India and worldwide. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, one and all. Namaste, respected Mr. Bijender sir. Gyasas Miss Rania Lampau. Sahla Mr. Nuruddin. Bunazia Miss Madalina. Bunazia Miss Luliana. Mulibonzi Mr. Emmanuel. And thank you so much.
We know.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And thank you so much, Bijender sir, for giving me this opportunity to express my views on such a Pythian Games and also participate in this wonderful event. Bob Hobbes said that if you watch a game, it's fun. If you play it, it's recreation. If you work at it, it's golf. So, and yes, it's true. Games help us to tackle the problems. Games are a peaceful war without gun and bullets, but it helps in integrity, peace, and humanity in the world. Really, I appreciate and thankful to Honorable Bijender Goel sir for his initiative and taking efforts. I also appreciate the efforts taken by Honorable Miss Rania. It will definitely helpful to transformation of traditional Pythian games into modern Pythian games. Culture is our identity, so it is necessary to preserve it. And yes, there are a number of segments of culture of our traditions, our cuisine, dances, musics, dressing pattern, languages, historical places, education system, festivals, etc., and so on. And it is collective responsibility of all of us to carry and preserve our culture from one generation to another generation. And we observe how we preserve it. And answer is artists who perform our culture through their performance. But nowadays, artists facing the problems for bread and butter. I'm not talking about those artists who are famous but less in number. I'm talking about this hidden talent who work for preserving culture with full devotion, but they struggling to prove themselves and also facing lots of problems. And solution is Pythian Games. So all global should be grateful to Honorable Bijender Goel sir to introduce such innovative program that is Modern Pythian Games. So for that growth and development of the Pythian Games, we should organize such conferences, then seminars and workshop for promoting modern Pythian games. We have also need to take efforts to collaboration with Ministry of different countries to come together for promoting modern Pythian games. We have need to arrange competition for local artists at global level and reach local to global level. We have to arrange modern Pythian Olympics for artists from different countries. We have to make global organization for modern Pythian games, as Mr. Bijender and Mr. Ania have provided platform. We have transformed Pythian games into in digital form for worldwide promotions. So we will success in preserving our culture through such wonderful and innovative platform. When we observe in India, we have different culture in different state. Every state have their own culture, language, different cuisine, different festival and different dances and music. Still, we are integrated. We are united. So it is the example for word, that is when different culture come together, it help for integrity, peace and humanity. Whole world try to economic development, but we if we expect sustainable development, then we have to work on culture, because money help for live, but culture, game, tradition and artists make our life happy. So be committed with culture and its promotion through mission of Honorable Bijender Goel sir and Ms. Rania through Modern Pythian Games. Jai Hind, Dhanyavad, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ravindra. I loved your speech. It was very powerful and inspirational, and I'm looking forward to come to Maharashtra to organize together events, since
Sure,
we're
ma'am.
already collaborating together. Mr.
Yeah,
Bijender.
I wish some addition in it. Bijender sir, at the time of pandemic situation, we organized 2 intercultural communication program for our students. One is Colombia. It's a short program for 2 meetings. But after that, we organized one that program with Sena Institute Colombia. After that, we organized 3-month long intercultural communication program via Window to the Borderless World project with the UITM Mara University, Malaysia. So it was a great experience to exchange the idea regarding the culture through that particular platform. We organize more than 20 G-meets and also create one Facebook page. So students share their ideas about the culture. So really, it was a great experience for me. So thank you so much for giving me an opportunity.
Welcome, we'll work together. We'll discuss and we'll work together.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Wonderful. Recently, I was invited to deliver a speech in your organization to students about higher education. I didn't know that you are involved in cultural also activities. It's wonderful to learn today. So we can do wonders together. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sure, ma'am. It's our duty to do something for preserve our culture.
Yes,
And
yes.
really,
Absolutely.
Bijender sir doing very well in this regards. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Now I request Mr. Bijender Goel, the founder of Modern Pythian Games, to deliver his concluding remarks about the 6th Global Virtual Conference.
Yes, thank you, Rania. Today we had a wonderful discussion, and Mr. Nordin told us about the country Algeria and its beautiful sightseeing. And we are looking forward to join hand with him and work together to boost their tourism in their country. Definitely, Pythian Games can play very important role by preserving their arts, their culture as well. And the same as Mr. Ajkai, he told about the Malawi. I too also lot of friends there in Malawi who's already working with the model of Pythian Games. They are working hard so they can come together, join hands, and explore more on the Pythian game. Even ambassador of Malawi in India, we had 2 meetings before, and we are also talking on this issue of cultural exchange between the 2 countries, India as well as Malawi. As far as Madalena is concerned, her topic is really very interesting, and this is one of the agenda of the modern Pythian game to develop some educational programs, Madalena, because our coming generations, they are forgetting our traditions and culture as well as. So we are our focus is to develop some programs which should be based on the cultural heritage, as well as it should be inclusion of some artificial intelligence. And if we develop this program, I think one team is already working in India, but they are getting some slowdown. And if you can take it forward, I think we can do wonders in the education system too, because now whatever it is, India or Romania or any other country, the next generation, they are forgetting the tradition and culture. So it is our duty to teach them at least our cultures and tradition to them. And of course, we keeping in the future, we have to see the artificial intelligence also. So we have to focus on this. And Ravinder, you are from India, and you already told you held some conferences, culture conferences during the COVID. And you know the idea of modern Pythian game conceived in only the COVID time only. Yeah. So that time when the whole world was in isolation, so necessity became the mother of invention. So under lockdown, the concept of modern Pythian game developed. And it is to provide opportunities to each artist. As Madalena told, there is no international competition available in these categories. So Madalena, I would like to specifically mention you, we have created 2 types of international platforms for giving the representation to the artist. One is virtual, that is online platform, and it will be global. And the second is physical. The third, we are creating our own news network so that we can give exposure to these artists, because you know the today media, it is very difficult to get exposure in the media. So how the poor artist or the artist from school get exposure at international level? So modern Pythian game has decided, its volunteers has decided to convert this digital art into a communication system. So you see, the Rania has initiated this move, and I'm grateful to her. Now you see, today it is the 6th episode. Now lot of artists are coming voluntary, and they are hosting their own programs. They are doing some program in the global program in the poetry. Some people are doing some programs in the education. So we are putting them, we have the facility to stream these all things live to the whole globe. So now tomorrow, this episode is also going to be telecasted globally. And if you go to our YouTube channel or other sources, viewership is increasing day by day. So we are getting so much response that it is getting popular, and hopefully this is going to help all artists financially also, because once they get the exposure, then their demand will increase and definitely their income will increase. So this is how the Pythian Games is going to benefit the all artists around the world. And I think today's episode is a marvelous episode. We got a lot of ideas, lot of fruitful discussion. Thank you so much for today, for coming, and we'll keep in touch. And I would like if you can create a council, a legal shape council in Romania, as well as Malawi and Algeria, so that we can take legal shape and go ahead there. Rania, please.
Well, I have a personal question, sir, Mr. Bijender.
Yes, sir.
I wonder how did the idea came to your mind before you created these association games?
I already replied your question. Necessity is the mother of invention.
Well, the very starting point, if you permit that.
How this passion about ancient Greece started, because it's about the ancient Greece we're talking about.
Actually, during COVID time, I was getting so much information that artists are dying. They don't have food to eat. They have nothing to work. So as a public representative, maybe I'm not in the part of government now, but we are the public representatives and we are the citizens of this country. It becomes our duty to do something. Let us see what we can do. So one idea came to my mind, and that is to create a physical as well as the virtual platform for the artists, so that we can reach to every artist and we can give exposure to them to bring money to these all peoples. They can, for their survival. And that idea took me to the Greek history, to the Indian history and so many countries. But I got the history from the Greek because the Pythian Games was there. And it was the fusion of art, culture and the traditional games. So I got it whatever I desired. And the second, the intellectual property rights of the Pythian Games were empty at that time. It was not granted to anybody. So I applied and I got that intellectual property rights of the Pythian Games. That is a legal right for me. So it is a non-profit organization. And since now the intellectual property right of Pythian Games are with a non-profit organization, we are promoting the Pythian Games as a modern Pythian Games for the whole world, and it's for the humanity, not for any personal benefit. It's for the artists and players.
Thank you so much.
And as per Cultural Times in 2014, there is a report. The industry of art and culture is about 558 billion euro. And if you add the sports, it crossed 1,000 billion euro market around the world, which is totally in unorganized sector today. So we have to take initiative for our coming generations to bring this sector to an organized sector that will create a lot of employment. Rania, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to congratulate Modern Pythian Games for the organization of the 6th Global Virtual Conference. I would like to thank all our respective keynote speakers from different countries who shared their amazing views and gave us so many ideas. All the audience who watched us live, and of course, Mr. Bijender Goel and Mr. Panos Kaltsis, who are the two initiators and the soul of this global cultural movement. Thank you very much. We're in your appointment for next week, and see you soon. Wishing you a wonderful evening.